Okay, this video has a variety of review problems in it. Most of them are basic. There's nothing that's extremely sophisticated, but it's a good start. So let's see, if we have two opposite angles in a parallelogram and their measures are 3x plus 2 and 15x minus 34, we need to be able to solve for x. So you need to recognize and apply all your properties. So we have opposite angles that are in a parallelogram. So you should recognize those are congruent. And if they're congruent, that means the angles are going to be equal to one another. So our two expressions turn into an equation that says 3x plus 2 equals 15x minus 34. And after we do a little bit of algebra, we should get x is 3. Okay, so we got that because we subtracted 3x to both sides and we added 34 to both sides. So if we put a little extra step in there, so first I said subtract your 3x, and then I said add your 34. And finally you'll divide by 12 and you'll get x is 3. Okay, our second problem is the median of a trapezoid. So we give you that the median is 5x minus 12, and we tell you one base is 3 times as long as the other. So we need to come up with an expression for the bases. So if we say the first base is x, then our second x would be 3 times as long as that. Okay, so that means our second base would be 3x. You need to remember we're using the equation that says the median is the average of the bases. Okay, and some of you have been just saying 2 times the median is equal to the sum of the bases. So if we double the median, so we need to double 5x minus 12, and that's equal to x plus 3x. So our result is 10x minus 24 is equal to 4x. So we should get x is 4. So again, if you want to see an in-between step, we would have negative 24 is equal to negative 6x after we subtract the 10x to both sides. And then when we divide by negative 6, we get positive 4. Alright, the next equation has to do with the trapezoid again. You should be able to identify one set of parallel sides gives us a trapezoid. And we're given angle BAD is 13x plus 6, and angle CDA is 5x plus 6. These are same side interior angles, okay, that makes them supplementary. So they're uncommon base angles. So if they're supplementary, I know that I need to add them up and set them equal to 180. So 13x and 5x give me 18x, and 6 plus 6 give me 12. We subtract 12 to both sides, and then we divide by 18. Each of these problems you should be attempting to do on your own and just pausing the video. Okay, number 4. So we have a rhombus. So right away I know I have my 90 degrees in here. I also know that the diagonals bisect the angles. So I have 4 congruent right triangles in the middle. If MAH is 27 degrees, MAH, so 27 degrees is right here. I need to figure out all my other angles. So anything that's red is 27 degrees. And anything that's blue is a complement of 27 degrees because, again, we have 4 right triangles. And we know that the 2 angles that are acute have to be complementary because we have to have a sum of 180. So this becomes 63 degrees. So everything in blue is 63 degrees. So we can answer the questions and say AHT, 27 degrees, TGH, that's our property that says we have 90, and HMA, so I need to sum 63 and 63 and get 126 degrees. Okay, here we have a kite. We have a 108 degree angle at angle K, which means we also have an 108 degree angle at angle T. Angle KIT, which also could be called angle I, is 4x. KET is 2x. We know we have 360 degrees in our quadrilateral. So again, you can pause the video, attempt the problem on your own, and then check. So we have 6x plus 216 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. If we take 216 degrees and we subtract it from 360, we have 6x is equal to 144 degrees. When we divide that by 6, we should get x is 24. So we go ahead, and if x is 24, we want to find angle KIT. So we need to substitute and say 4 times 24. So our final answers are x is 24 and angle KIT is 96 degrees. Problem number 6. Okay, this is a rectangle. We have a length of 24 here, and we know angle YOC is 27 degrees. Again, I'm telling you that it's a rectangle. We can put this in. So we need to find a couple different lengths. We need to find OR, which is also CY. We need to find YO, which is the diagonal. We need to find angle YPR and CYO. If we go ahead and we look here, let's deal with our Pythagorean theorem. So to outline that, for any of you that need to see, we have a right triangle. So this right triangle has a leg of 24, a side of x, a side of y, and 27 degrees. So we're actually not able to use Pythagorean theorem, but rather we need to use trig. So we have our hypotenuse, our adjacent, and our opposite side. So in order to solve for x, we have the adjacent. Solving for x means we need to use the tangent rule. The tangent of 27 degrees is equal to O over A. The variable is high, so I need to multiply. And before I even put this in my calculator, I'm going to go ahead and set up the cosine of 27 degrees is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. The variable is down, so I need to divide. And I can go ahead now that I have that information and we can put that into the calculator. So we get x is approximately 12.2, and we also get that y is approximately 26.9. I apologize for my handwriting. I'm using the airliner, so it's a little bit sloppy. This 22.2 needs to come up. Alright, so OR and YO we found. So now all we have to do is find our angles. So again, our isosceles triangles, 1 and 2 are congruent, and 3 and 4 are congruent. So if 27 and 27, when I subtract those two from 180, I get 126 degrees. So its vertical is also 126 degrees. And then I need to figure out CYO. Well, by alternating interior, I have 27 here, right? And so the complement to that is 63 degrees. Okay, our last problem in this video is a square. We have, again, I'm telling you that we have a square. That should be a right angle. So with my squares, I have 45, 45, 90s. So I have two congruent sides, and a side times root 2 would get a hypotenuse. I know that my hypotenuse is 16, so in order to find my sides, I have to divide by root 2. And after I rationalize, I get 8 root 2. So for AQ here, I have 8 root 2, which we can confirm. Alright. We also need to figure out what X is. Well, SUQ, that's the intersection of the diagonals, which I know are perpendicular, so they're equal to 90. So if 5x equals 100, we should get that x is equal to 20. And lastly, we have USR, and we know that diagonals bisect the angles in a square as well as in a rhombus. So my 90 gets bisected, and I have 45 degrees. So again, these were just some very simple review problems. You're still going to need to be able to find area and perimeter, but this is a good start for getting ready for the test.